For us, I mean, we operate out of a no-huddle defense. And 4 different tempos, it's 4 different things they got to work, in my opinion. They want to do 2 different tempos. I mean, I don't know if they go into a game saying 4 different tempos, but usually there's 2 major ones that you can see visually. They're going to line up real fast and run a play. They're going to line up real fast, make you get all ready, probably try to steal a signal, and then look over and see if they can get themselves in a better play. And we're going to get probably both of those. Those are the 2 major ones that we work around. 4, I think that's clinic talk.
It's kind of interesting. It's only Monday, and we've already seen 2 very different feels and philosophies coming out about this game from you and what you've said so far, and even in the post game where James said, well, people say it's a big game, as if to say it's not necessarily a big game for them, it's outside influence that's suggesting it's a big game. Are you embracing of this sort of dichotomy, this split between how Pitt and Penn State may approach this game?
I'm not really worried about what everybody else is doing. I'm worried about our football team, but it is important to us, and we're going to embrace that tradition and embrace this game. It's hard to say. It's hard to say that. We're going to pound on that this week. It's something we haven't talked a whole lot about, because you're locked into one game. But, it's 16 years, and I think, I know when I first got into a major rivalry, I didn't get it. Okay, I didn't get it the first year, but I got it the second year. I want to make sure they don't get it the second year. I want to make sure they get it the first year. So that's my job, of making sure that they embrace it and understand what it's all about.
How do you do that?
I don't know. It's something that's in our room, and we'll find a way. I'm about it because I grew up right down the road in Youngstown, Ohio. And as a little kid, that was a game. I mean, that was a game. And you watched it. And obviously, as a little kid, I was always just a fan of wherever my dad coached. So back in those days, I can't say I was a Pitt fan back then. I was a fan of anywhere. He had players that played in the NFL, like Cliff Stott was here with the Steelers, and things like that. And Todd Blackledge was the quarterback there. And his dad, my dad, and I grew up with Todd Blackledge at the University of Kentucky. My dad's on staff there together, and we used to go over his garage and box. So it was kind of Penn State Pitt rivalry back in the day in his garage, and I think he had the best of us because he was the big guy. We were younger, I think. I think he was older. At least he was taller than we were. I know that. But we used to box. And you kind of grew up watching Todd Blackledge. Those are the games I remember. Penn State when Todd Blackledge was there. And, he's still obviously a very good friend of the family. And his dad. But that's what we got.
Is this for the players and the coaching staff?
Not really for the coaching staff, because we don't get to hit anybody, and I don't anticipate it either. But no, it doesn't get perfect. I mean, coaches got to keep their focus. Our job is to coach the players and let the players go play, and it doesn't get personal. I mean, it's a football game, and there's 11 players from our team out there every down. They get 11, and they get to mix it up there. But it has gotten personal on the field. I think. I think it'll be a testy game, which I think you've probably seen in the past. You ask some guys that played back, 16 years ago, that it'll be a physical game, and both teams will be ready to go.
Do you want it to get personal on the field? Is that a good thing?
It could be a bad thing. It could be a bad thing because then you start to get personal fouls, which on a positive note, Saturday we had 3 total penalties, and I thought that you talk about a disciplined football team. We talk about it every day. I throw it up on the screen, just our penalty report for the day. We've had officials out there every day, and the kids did a nice job. And I thought a couple of them were ticky-tack, to be honest with you.